Welcome. I appreciate you being here. Spiritual Matters has been disabled, and unfortunately, it has 2,500 people on there. And when I post, it doesn't get to anyone, and that's just the way it is. And so, um, I do work with people in appointments for spiritual healing, for aches and pains and chronic discomfort situations, diseases, and emotional situations, etc. And at that time, I'll be able to see various things at times, and I'll express them during the conversations that I have with you. It won't sound like I'm a psychic or a healer or anything like that. I leave other people to be able to do those things. But the things that I see, I will express in conversation that it makes sense to you, and there's situations that you're going through, even though you haven't expressed them, I'll be able to perceive of them to varying degrees. And also, that's a part of the forte of working with healing. And I do love working with pain, and I can actually uh, give myself to be able to touch a person uh, when they're going through a particular situation. And most people tell me that something in their life has changed either immediately or over time. And so, in a short period of time or incrementally or whatever. And so the appointments are either through telephone or FaceTime or they're through Zoom. So please do take advantage of those if you have the opportunity. And also, please share with me if you have had an experience or a loved one has had an experience with me through you as being the proxy, and what it's like, what it was like before, and what has happened since. And again, it can be immediately, or it can be incrementally within, say, the same day or the next day or a couple days later or something like that. And if you write me a before and after testimonial, and if you don't want me to use your name, I won't. I'll just say it's from Frank or Josephine or something. Or if that's your name, I'll use different names. And so, uh, not to be concerned about me divulging who you are, unless you don't mind, and then I'm fine with it as well. So, in any case, um, let me see here. Uh, oh, Patty said hi to Lynn. That's neat. Thanks, Lynn, for posting that. And um, let's see here. Prachi, yay! Good to see you, my dear. Good to see you. You rock. You rock. And Christina, hey, how you doing, my dear friend? And thank you for being here, Christina. I really appreciate that. Give my love to Steve. Tell him hello, please. And yes, thanks for posting that, Lynn. Please, if you feel it's within your heart, you can go to the website, and there's a little place on the main page where you can actually do I don't want to call it donation, I call it support or gifting. And it not only helps me, but it helps people that can't afford an appointment and or a class or something like that, and they're having a pretty rough time in life. So please do feel free to give that, and it helps us to keep going too. Um, Other than that, let's see here. Tamara, hey, good to see you, my dear. Good to see you. How you doing, Tamara? Please tell me how you've been feeling since we worked, if you don't mind, please. And I'd love to hear it. And Kathy as well, please, if you don't mind. This coming, thanks, Lynn. I appreciate that. I forgot all about it. This coming September 8th at noon, my time, Boulder, Colorado time, we're going to be having a class on the art of scanning. And it's one of the tools that I utilize when a person is in front of me, or on the telephone, or on FaceTime, or on Zoom. And what I do is I scan people, and I can usually, in appointments, tell where they might be hurting if that's what we're working with. Oftentimes, it's emotional stuff. that I work with in the appointments. I won't do it online in the Healing Circle, which is every other week, and I won't do it, whatchamacallit, on this, for the emotional stuff. I don't want to, throw your stuff out there to the whole world. It's no one's business, really. And oh, good, Steve heard me. Love it, love it, love it. Yes, and we have the Healing Circle. Thanks again, Lynn. We have the Healing Circle on September 8th, and besides the mini class, and that will be strictly with healing. And I will answer some questions, but I like to do it. I'm so happy, Tamara. Thanks for expressing that. I really appreciate that. And so we have the live workshop courses that are online, and they'll be coming up soon. There'll be elaboration on the mini courses plus other titles as well. And the courses themselves are, the workshops, I should say, workshop courses are paid for courses, but they're so in depth of what you're not used to getting out there in the world. So please do take advantage of those when you do see them offered, and we will be offering them. The mini classes are they're supposed to be only 15 to 20 minutes, but I've been making them up to an hour, so they'll average about a half an hour, I think, after I get my app down. And everything, all the courses, the mini courses, the healing circles, and this gathering is available for replay as well, so don't worry about it. And if you see it on replay, you can also go to the website to see it on replay. And it is available, and put hashtag replay if you see it on the replay. And the workshops, the actual workshops themselves, the paid for workshops, they'll be replayed for people that have paid for them, and there'll be a private YouTube channel that Lynn will send you the information for. If you do sign up for something, you will be able to see it forever and ever, as long as YouTube exists. And yeah, they are amazing. It just blows me away because it goes with the mind of the group as well. And I just make it like that. There's no course that's coined per se, to be like exactly every other time that's been given. And so the mini workshops, the mini classes are, they're free to everyone. And same with, the healing circles and this gathering. So please do take advantage of that. And let's see, some of the material I'm expressing is generally from my previous, just some of it is from my previous writings, or something that I heard somewhere or read somewhere many, many years ago, and I just can't differentiate in my mind if it was mine or someone else's. But everything is of my experience, though, and I won't teach anything that I haven't experienced in some way or another. So, please do take advantage of these things. And I don't express anything that isn't applicable for one or many people. And, you will be able to relate to it. This gathering, I'll do my darndest to answer any questions you may have on healing or spirituality. And let me see if I can shift the screen around a little bit and get this out of the way here. I have too many things open, and I apologize for that. Darn. Oh, I apologize. Well, 1 second here. Let me try to organize myself. All right, this and this. All right. Let me see here. Good to see everyone here. I'm so glad about this. God. Yeah, the workshops are amazing. So, and I just love them. All right. Let's see. If you're a member of my Facebook page of Spiritual Healing with Mark Ehrlichs, fantastic. And also join the newsletter. And if you're not, please join Spiritual Healing with Mark Ehrlich. Send me your friend request, and it's a private group. We're up to, oh my God, I think 255 people. That's awesome. I love it. I just love that. All right, good. And let's see here. So I want to welcome everyone new to the group as well, if anyone is here and participating in this, and taking the time to listen to my diatribes here. Please do, again, make a comment on the YouTube channel if you have an opportunity. Google loves the logarithms that, they just participate in, whatever. And it gives me a little higher rating. And, I wrote this on my Facebook page of Spiritual Healing with Mark Ehrlich, that sometimes people ask me or make comments, and I always hear people making comments to this as well. Isn't there just only love and the basis of everything? And my answer to that is real simply no. It's not the whole ball game. There's also peace, and there's also calm, and there's also wisdom, and there's also harmony, and there's also compassion, there's also joy, there's also beauty, and there's also love. And there's just no way that we can possibly fathom, what love means. And it's something that is given to us, and we feel the effects of it according to our personality, our environment, of everything that makes us up. It's these other things that also are a part of that. And so, hey, Stephen, good to see you, my dear friend. You rock as well, my friend. It's not only love, it's all the attributes that create love, I believe. We can't have love without compassion. We can't have love without joy. We can't have love without the wisdoms or the harmonies or the calm. We can't have it. And so love is a part of it all. So please, if you have any questions or anything like that, please write them out, and I'll try to answer them during this gathering thing, which is the purpose of this. Please do take advantage of that. My friend Sue, she wrote me a question. I've never heard you use the word dualism to describe spiritualism and material humanism. Explain your thoughts if you care. Well, my thoughts on that, let me see here. Describes spiritualism with material humanism. Duality is of God. It's a source. It's from source. It's from the creators, from the nameless one. It's whatever you wish to call it. It doesn't care. The duality is from that, and it's given to us to help us to find ourselves. That's the purpose of it. And we experience it because we live on this world that has electro and magnetic. That's a duality too. And you can accept or even disregard any of this information that I'm going to be sharing with you. It doesn't matter, especially in this day and age. Duality exists and was even taught in what we call religion from the old ways, before the old ways became religion. There are identifications of wanting to belong in some way or another, of some understanding that we had, and we wanted to stick to that. And so the ways, I guess it was somewhere around 500 BC, not AD, it was before 500 BC approximately that these things happened. As we think of God as a one God, in the Middle Eastern Hebraic teachings, the tribal ways, this is pre-Gnostic and pre-Essenes, as well as many other Hebrew split off tribes. Prior to the one God, there was an established and taught since then, one God that was established and taught since then, even in the old texts and Hebraic way that expressed this. There was a duality. There was the two gods of the masculine and the feminine. And I won't get into a lot of this stuff. And regardless of all that, my point is, at that time, those people were deep, deep into belief. And there were lots of tribes back then. There were the Essenes, and there were the, what do you call them, Therapeutae, and there were just tons of others. Or a lot of others, I should say. But that was their existence and depended upon day and day night. Their existence lived that in their belief systems. They were so deep into their beliefs, in other words. It was day, it was night. Even when they were sleeping, there was an adoration. And that was there was an adoration, and their adoration was consistent. So they were living it all the time, even in their sleep. And so their thought was, and there's a lot more to that, but I won't get into that. But their thought was that they saw life as either matters of the soul or matters of the body. There's another duality as well. And their existence was learning of the matters of the soul. And every tribe had its own venue of understanding and its own purpose and its own function. Even the Essenes, they were deep into their what we call religious understanding, but they were also very much into developing crops, and they gave the crops to the Romans. So that was their way of life, and they're surviving in the world. But they left the matters, they were very much into the soul, but they left the matters of the body up to other people and that were living and surviving in the world. And so that's my answer to that, Sue. I hope that makes sense. And also, she asked, my question is, isn't there redemptive value in this material world and breathing humanity? Good question. I feel that there's always the redemptive quality that we can participate in. It's just, a part of our evolution as we're learning that. And I believe the redemptive also involves learning to honor yourself. And it also involves learning to honor the joy, the peace, the calm, and it's loving from our heart. That's the redemptive quality of it. And it also includes learning to wonder about things, because we're letting go of ourselves. And that's how we get answers in our searchings. And, sure, these things are difficult in life, and that we're living now, and that we have been evolving into in this quagmire of survivals. And as we begin to explore them, though, we, these what we call difficult times, we notice that actually life becomes a little more real. And sure, there's going to be more challenges, but that's the breaking of the mind, the mass mind, as I refer to it. Other people call consciousness. And it's a breaking of that. It's almost like it's crackling as we honor these other things of the calm and the peace and whatever, no matter what challenge it is. And then the mind finds it a little more difficult and affects us, and that's the chaos. But the chaos breaks if we stick to our guns, in other words. So, just my perceptions of things. And hey, Lisa, good to see you. Thanks for being here, Lisa. I really appreciate it. Oh, Kathy wrote, Dick seems more settled and calmer. Yay. Maybe he will uh, get some rest tonight. Oh, I pray so. He appreciated your words and thoughts. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Kathy. Um, I'm appreciative. And is there anyone here who would like me to work with them? Please feel free. Please feel free to ask, and I'll use this gathering to work with people as well. Please, anyone. And I know there's a delay on this. So, in any case, Christina, hey, anything in your family you would like me to work with? One thing for any one person, please. And I won't work anyone. I won't work with the emotional stuff here. It's only in private appointments with the physical. Uh, but I will work with one thing in your body that's bugging you, or something with someone else. I'll be happy to. And just let me know and write it on the comments section. Marina, my friend, uh, she wrote, can somebody who is jealous of you send you bad energy and make you sick? I love the question. I've been hearing this all my life with people. And Marika, hey, right from Japan. Love it. Love it. We get to go internationally tonight because of Mariko. Thank you. It's good to see you too. Someone, before I get to Marina, I want to touch on Mariko's thing. Someone asked me why we should not revenge people. You could work with, you can work with family members. Oh, that was Diane. Yes, I can, Diane. Mariko said, asked me why we should not revenge people. Because it lowers our vibes, basically, and it lowers our frequency, it lowers our intent of looking within ourselves. Other people, they're out of our world. What we can do to rectify a situation is of why we shouldn't revenge people, because we're here because we're trying to develop a connection of that divinity within ourselves, and that's the most important thing. Everything else is an obstruction to that. Revenge is something that someone's going through in their life, of of being taught, uh, that they should revenge someone, or they should have a whiplash or something like that against someone else. Not necessary. Our place is to know otherwise, to know another wisdom. That's what otherwise means. To know another wisdom, and that's how we get to evolve and to grow and develop. So, that's my answer to that. And Marina, she wanted to, can you be jealous? Same thing. Can someone who is jealous of you send you bad energy and make you sick? Of course they can. Of course they can make you sick and send you bad energy. And it's because we feel jinxed or think that we're jinxed. And of course, we then will be jinxed, even if we didn't believe in being jinxed prior to that. But we still fear, basically, we fear it subconsciously prior to that. And so, we're going to be reciprocators of being jinxed. And, because we feel it. And because it's in our subconscious mind or unconscious mind or something. I think subconscious mind. And of course we're going to be. And, and that does have effect on you in the mental, the emotional, and the physical. As we learn to literally believe, to live these things. So therefore you are. This is your wisdom that you've chosen. Whatever wisdom it is. Wisdom doesn't have to be just positive. Wisdom can be negative. It's the way that you learn from experience, or you thought. So that's your wisdom that you've chosen until you know otherwise. And that's another wisdom. And I also say that if you have a room that there's no light in and there's nothing but shadow and darkness, but if you should switch on the light, where did the darkness and the shadow go? It's just non-existent. So we have that ability within us to switch on the light. The light is an understanding. It's not only just a bright light, it's an understanding. We have the ability to delve into that as deeply as we want to in wondering about things. In that wondering, we're not thinking. The wondering brings us information where and it'll happen when we're indifferent, when we're objective, and we don't have an answer about something. And that's when the wisdom comes upon us because it has room to, because we're not in control and creating, all the thoughts to come with thinking, and which is, in my book, a disaster. So we have this. All right, let's get to some other stuff here. So I hope that answers your question, Mariko, and also with Marina. In any case, let me see here. Diana, I didn't realize you can work with family members. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And most often people tell me that there's been a change in their life as well. So hi, Mark. This is from Nini. My son feels achy like he is coming down with a bug or something. Just this afternoon. I'd love to work with him. And please do keep me updated over the next 24 hours or right away if you have, any information about him. I'd love to. And if anyone wants an appointment with me, they last up to an hour, between 30 minutes all the way up to an hour, depending upon your situation or someone else's. And during that time, please remember that I may see or understand something, and I'll easily and gladly express it, and in a way that you'll understand it in conversation and stuff. Son feels achy. All right. Let me work with your son and see if I can affect him. And oftentimes, I won't say sometimes, but oftentimes people experience something as I'm working with them, but it's not mandatory. The ones that need to do, the ones that don't need to don't. But it doesn't mean that nothing is happening, so please understand that. And he does need more water. And I was just shown like a car in a radiator. You got to give the radiator a lot of water. That's what helps the whole mechanism of the everything to work. Also, I wanted to ask you, Nini, um, his grandmother. I don't know if it's your mother or your husband's uh, um, mother, and I don't know if she's still alive or uh, she's passed. But was she really doubtful and always on guard? Listening to see if something was real. Was she a protector? Real strong. Please let me know this stuff. And I just did ask a blessing on your son, though. But she came in for some reason or another. But she was always on guard, real protective, and listening, and didn't trust. That's what it was. It didn't trust. She didn't trust. Uh, so Let me know, please, and be candid with me too. I'd love to hear it. Um, yeah, Diane, if there's a joiner, if there is a family member, I would love to work with a family member. And I work with Nini. And Christina, my family is good, but I could use a healing with my neck. Oh my God. Are you doing the exercises, Christina? Or the development of the relaxation, whatever, of the musculature in your neck there? Please let me know. And yes, grandmother. Yes, grandmother Nini. Um, and I'll gladly work with you, Christina. Yeah, whoever it is, please ask your question, or and other people, it's okay to say uh, if there's one thing in your body you would like me to work with, or a family member. I really feel the energetic of that life force moving through your neck a little bit more, Christina. And please let me know if you notice a difference in your mind, constitution, and your body. Please, please share. Please share. Yes, she's already passed away then. Okay, good. Yes. And was she like that as I expressed? Um, Nini? Real cautious, real on guard, and wouldn't believe, very doubtful woman in believing people. Uh, so please, that was the one Nini, the grandmother. And let me see here. You have been better about it. Good, Christina. I appreciate you sharing that. That's awesome. Um, and Lisa, Julie, hi, Julie. Uh, all right, let me get to Lisa. My son, Orion, has type 1 diabetes. And today, how old's your son? I'm so curious. My son, Orion, has type 1 diabetes. Um, and today he had a walking low and then had a seizure. All right, and there's really a big bump on his. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, uh, Lisa, I don't know if you can uh, get with me and tell me how old your son is, and because I want to get a better picture. But I'm going to work with. Oh, well, first of all, let me express that my understanding is that with the diabetes, diet is most important. A lot of dark greens and chicken, um, and once in a while, a good quality meat. And I understand that lamb, if you know how to season it up, oh, he's 25, good. All right. If you know how to season lamb up, as lamb has the highest vibration and frequency of all meats. So all those things and a lot of dark green vegetables and stuff like that, it really helps, in my understanding, the diabetes. See, I always say that I always understand when I'm saying these things because I don't want to diagnose, I don't want to prescribe, and I don't want to tell anyone they're healed. I want people pretty much to tell me what the situation is, and that's what I, get into more. So um, I'm going to work with Orion as far as the cranial, with not the diabetes, but with the seizure. it's funny because those actually, as I was working with them, there were angelics that came in and worked with them as well. So I'd love to hear about that. You know, please do feel free to share. Alrighty, let me see here, Julie. I've had a, I've had mud back pain for a long time. If you could help. Um, so tell me, is it right around the hip area on the spine that it's generating from? Um, please let me know, Julie. And please, anyone else, just come on out and ask, you know, to be worked with or to ask a question. My perception, uh, yeah, and it's uh, right in the middle, as you said, but it's in the lower part um, yeah, of the spine, and then what happens is the see the muscles. My perception is that the muscles are weak, so uh, it just might need a development of that. But in the meantime, tell me if you experience a change in the way you feel, if you don't mind, please. All right. Yeah, please do let me know how your back feels on that. I really appreciate that, Julie. If you notice any change yet, and be candid too. And again, I'll mention that the ones that feel it right away need to, or the ones that feel anything need to, and the ones that don't feel anything don't need to. But it's still happening. The change is happening. I know that, and most people tell me that something in their life has changed. That's all that matters. And so, um, Prachi, yay, she wrote, hi Mark, I was dizzy all morning today while exercising. Um, and an hour ago I had a weird pain on the right side of my skull. It was a lightning pain. Uh, and it passed, but I'm all right in this moment. Not sure if I have a headache or just my usual jaw pain. I'm going to work with your jaw, Prache, because that can be, if this is out, the mechanism is out a little bit, just a tiny, tiny bit, millimeter, centimeter, or whatever. It can send signals, and you might be getting the electrical signal in there, which is an indicator that it might be, just a little skewed. And you may feel this, the hands there. I know you sense something in here of a presence, my presence in there. But it's really God's presence. And what happens sometimes is you might have experience of like that shooting pain that I call an electrical sensation, and it's say from in here all the way through, and even towards the nerves in inside your head, in the brain, uh, and it's like a misfiring, or it could be uh, a misfiring that is creating another pathway for connection in there. Yes, you did feel that. I know, I saw. Thank you for sharing that, Parachi. And so, please, any more questions or any more comments? Um, all right, going back, or anyone want me to work with anything else, please, or a relative or something. Prachi, quick question: did our session help as well? And did it help you in a way of perspective and change? Please let me know. Be candid, please. No, just trying to appease me. Yes, it did feel like I know, hon. I know. Good. Uh, so Um, again, I want to finish up Marina's question here. That is someone who's jealous or sends you bad energy and makes you sick. Yes, of course. That's because we believe that we live it, and it's going to affect us emotionally, mentally, or first mentally in our perceptions, and then emotionally, it's going to have an effect, and then it's going to affect us eventually physically and sooner or later. And so, um, and then we learn to believe these things, or believe them, either in the destructive or a constructive way of not accepting them, knowing otherwise, without denial, without suppressing. We don't want to suppress it or deny things because then we're resisting it. So the whole purpose is to know otherwise, and in what we want to accept, it'll be given to us, and so uh, we get to choose the wisdom that we want, whether it be constructive or destructive. And it also says that if you look into, as I was expressing, that darkened room, we go flick on a switch anytime we want. And where does the shadow, where does the darkness go? It doesn't exist. And so it's the same thing within us in our thinking. We can switch on a understanding, and all of a sudden either we won't remember the whole story that we were perceiving in the destructive, or it just, if we do remember it, it won't have any more life. And so, and this is the wisdom that we choose in our lives, is to know otherwise, another wisdom. So, all right, let's see. The session was extremely healing. My breathing is much better, and I feel like I'm more composed and have a better control of myself. Thank God. Great. I'm so glad to hear that. Almost like I'm not alone, and that it will be okay. It is okay. It is okay. That's why you're experiencing that. And good. Christina, do we have the ability to cut the energetic cord with them? Uh, as we realize, see, a lot of people, I remember in the 60s, people would say, well, I have an ability to cut cords. I have a spiritual scissors. And even till today, some people still use that. In reality, they're giving us permission, but we don't know that. But they're giving us permission to cut the cord. And um, we do it really, but they're giving us permission to do that cutting. And the cutting is just realizing, recognizing, recognizing that the cord can dissipate. Sure, there's a cord, but it dissipates as we uh, don't want to live in that destructive anymore. It's knowing within us that we don't have to participate in these things. Uh, that's my simple answer for that. It's a good question, and we do have the ability to cut that cord, Christina. Yes, and it's recognizing mostly that when a person is destructive to us in life, uh, we, if we were to take the time and just stand in front of them, whether it be them in their psychic body when we're not with them, or say when even at nighttime when we can be sitting or laying in bed or whatever, and they can be in front of. We can imagine to image in action that they're in front of us, or if that person is actually in front of us during the day or whatever. Uh, if we just observe them either way, if we really observe them objectively without participating in any resistance, and it's objectively observing them, then we'll see them acting out in what made them destructive. And that's all they're doing is acting out and wanting you to buy into it, and they'll do everything they can to have you buy into that. So that's why I've seen things work. And in my life, I'm here to help you to relate to these things. So this is what is actually happening for you too, oftentimes, or anyone really. We're resisting them, and we don't have to. We don't have to. So going back real briefly here, Diana, please, if there's anyone in your family you would like me to work with, I would be more than happy to, or you, or whatever, at any time, please. And how funny, I was just thinking about you earlier today. And so, meditation. Let's see, it's 7:52 here. So, and if anyone has any quick questions, please, I'd be more than happy. But first, I want to do a meditation with y'all. And, I just love to do it. And it'll only be for a minute or two. And it's a real short meditation, but it's really powerful if you allow yourselves to get into it. And please don't let anything else disturb you from, keeping your eyes closed and listening to what I'm saying only. And don't think about it, don't force anything, just let it happen naturally. And that's the best way to get results. And wonder about it without coming up with any answers or analysis of what I'm saying, or critique or judgment or anything. Just let it happen naturally. What I like you to do is just relax as much as you can. No one's going to see you or hear you, and your picture's not even showing up on this, so don't even worry about that. And so just close your eyes for a moment, and I want you to imagine that there's a mind of a divinity within you. And you can call it source, you can call it divinity, you can call it nameless one, you can call it God, you can call it whatever you want, universal mind, it doesn't care. Just imagine within you there's a mind of divinity, of the godliness, or whatever you want to call it, that's within you. Just imagine that. And ask that mind that's so unfathomable, that it's non-comprehensible, it's so everything, then ask it to be made more conscious of it, that you can be made more conscious of it. Don't put anything to it, that exercise or the meditation. Don't add anything, just that simple dynamic that it will become more conscious within you. and you'll be made more conscious of it over the next several days. Asking the mind of that divinity to be made more conscious within you over the next several days. And that you can be made more aware of its presence over the next several days. And if you put your whole heart into asking those things, and this will be posted, I believe right away on Facebook, in the Spiritual Healing with Mark Ehrlich. And if you can go over this and to remember those words, you'll notice change over the next several days from before and after. If you ask that as often as you like during the day. Just to be, for the mind of that divinity within you, to be made more conscious within you over the next several days of that mind of God. And that you can be made more aware of its presence over the next several days. All right. Please, any other final questions or comments or anything here? Please, please, please. All right, my dear friends. Well, it's 7:57. All right. If there's nothing else, I wish you adieus and blessings. If anyone's interested in the appointments, just go to the website, markehrlich.com, or call me directly at the 888-380-6388, and I'll do my best to accommodate you, or both of us really, with the time and date. There's lots of activities, so we'll work it out. Anything else before we go? Let me know. Let me know. All right, my dear friends. Blessings. Have fun. Enjoy your lives. That's what they're for. And don't worry about getting jinxed. You guys rock. Jinx is for those who want to believe it. Thank you, Needy, and Kathy, and Patty, and Christina, everyone, and Steve for being here. Everyone. And thank you, Lynn. All right. Blessings to everyone. Thank you so much. Bye, you guys. You rock. Hashtag you rock. Thank you.